Well, Bob was a successful restaurateur. He worked long hours because he not only owned the restaurant, but he was also the executive chef. And I could tell right away when he came to our clinic and I interviewed him that that was going to be a problem. I knew a little bit about the cook profession. You basically spend long hours under a hot stove, and then people are, as an executive chef, people are always asking you to try stuff. And one of the things that's really important from a digestive health standpoint is giving your body a time to rest. You know, you're not always stuffing your body full with foods. So I said something like, when he was explaining his career, and I said, I bet you're trying food all the time. And both Bob and his wife, who came into the consult, goes, yeah, all the time. And then it came to the point where I said, well, do you drink any alcohol? And Bob said, well, you know, I have a glass or two a night. And his wife chimed in and said, Bob, you drink 1 or 2 glasses with lunch. You usually have, and you do that, and you call it European style. And I'm not sure if that works for you, Bob. And then she said, and then typically you have 1 or 2 glasses of wine with dinner that you have at the restaurant. And then when you come home, you usually have some sherry or another type of wine or brandy or sherry at night. So all told, you probably, I said to Bob and his wife, so all told, Bob probably drinks about a bottle of wine a night. And Bob said, I don't drink that much. And the wife said, yeah, he does. So I said, you know, Bob, there are many foods for me that I like, but my body doesn't like that food. An example of that is chocolate, for instance. And I said, you might be one of these people, Bob, that you like wine, but wine just doesn't like you. And he kind of grumbled and gave me a gruff look and said he would try to do the digestive clearing diet as best he could. And I said, well, it's important that you do it because half doing it, oftentimes half doing the diet equals 1/4 or worse results. So you really want to do the whole program. And the whole reason, the whole inciting incident for Bob coming into the clinic in the first place is that he had really bad heartburn, reflux, and bloating just about all the time. He was about 30 pounds overweight as well. So reminding him the reason that he came in, and the reason was to try to control his symptoms with diet, he did agree to start the digestive clearing diet. Now, the first 2 weeks of the diet is sort of a what I call a winding down phase. In other words, you just wind down all your bad habits so that when you're in weeks 3 and 4, the clearing phase, you're able to completely cut out all food allergens and also foods that I've believed and others believed are contrary to digestive health. So Bob agreed. What we agreed upon is that he would cut down his wine to 1 glass a day instead of 4 or 5 glasses a day. And so this, for him, that was very difficult, but it was essential that he wind it down to 1 glass of wine a day so that when he went on the clearing phase, he would have no alcohol whatsoever for 2 weeks. So Bob did the winding down phase. So that he was ready for the weeks 3 and 4, which is the clearing phase, removing all allergens. And at the end of the clearing phase, he and his wife came in for a follow-up appointment, and the wife actually said before Bob, this was amazing. You know, Bob's digestive symptoms are completely eliminated, and we think he might have lost 5 or 10 pounds. It certainly seemed to, some of the weight around his middle was reduced, and even I could see that. So what a great outcome. No digestive symptoms in 2 weeks. He probably lost 5 or 10 pounds. You couldn't want for more, except Bob had one thing, one wish. Yes, that's right, that he could continue to drink wine. So I said, why don't we just try to drink 1 glass of wine on Friday nights and 1 glass of wine on Saturday night, or 1 glass of wine on Saturday night, 1 glass of Sunday night, and that's it. Do you think you can do that, Bob? And Bob kind of grumbled, and his wife actually gave him added encouragement and reminded him once again about how he had been symptom-free for the 2 weeks during weeks 3 and 4. And so Bob said he'd try it. Later on, I heard that from his wife mainly that Bob continues to do just great. He cut down drastically the amount of wheat and gluten-containing foods that he was trying and sampling during the day. He cut out dairy products, and more importantly, he continues to drink about 1 or 2 glasses of wine a weekend instead of just for a meal. And on that basis, Bob is symptom-free.